Hey everybody, welcome back to the Geriatric Millennials. I'm Beth.
And I'm Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish women reliving the glory days of back to school and that anticipation and excitement for September to be here. Or, I mean, some people start really early.
I know. That was my life for a while.
Yeah, it's intense. But we usually started the last week of August and then you'd had Labor Day and then we're like, okay, now we're really back in school. But I'm kind of excited because I love going back to school. And by that, I mean, I love back to school shopping.
Yeah.
Specifically, when you used to, I don't know, I forget where you were at in the world, but we would go to the store and they would have a little list and you could pick it up or we would get it from the school and it had all this stuff. And I would just walk through and check off the boxes. Like I got 2 boxes of Kleenex and I got 2 boxes of number 2 pencils and I got a binder and a this and a that. And it was just so exciting.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's different now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different now. I'm a mom. And so it's different. And I do back to school with my kids. I honestly find it confusing because we don't even get a list. We get a suggested list. And then at the same time, they're like, but all of these things will be supplied. I'm like, well, that's great. Like, awesome. So why would I buy it? But then I'm like, should I buy it? Because I want to support and make sure that it's there.
That feels like
it feels really weird for me. It really does.
Well, that feels like the not the norm because it seems I see it on Teacher Talk. People are like begging for stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I find it confusing as a parent.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know what you all need. I mean, I know you need pencils and you need I want you to have your own earbuds.
It's different now too because you have older students too. I think elementary is I know you still have
I have both. So I have older kids. And so it's also confusing with the older ones because they don't use so much of what they do is on this the Chromebook.
Yeah.
They
don't need what they used to.
But they do need more than they're actually using because my kids' backpacks were full of loose papers and just random stuff. And I'm like, you guys need to keep this organized. You need a binder. You need to put these things in here. And they don't even know how to do that. I don't know.
It's a new generation.
What did you just? Oh, a new generation.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know. It's
different.
There's a lot going on in my mind when it comes to back to school, either reminiscing, but also living it.
Yeah, day to day.
As a mom.
I went back to school shopping for myself at the Target last week and I didn't mean to. I was literally there to pick up. I was reorganizing.
Were you getting cat food?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I always pick up a little snack, but it's okay. But I was just picking up, you go to the Target, you're going to get 2 things. So
no, I don't. Okay. I do know what you mean, but yeah, never
on my list was 2 things I was going to run in and out because I was working on stuff at the house and I wanted to get things done.
So the only way that actually works is if you do Target.
Oh, I know.
The drive up. That's the only way you get what's only on your list.
I realize
if you ever enter the store,
it's game over.
There will be a lot more things that were not on your list that you end up buying. I mean, we all know that.
I know. And I started off, I didn't even take a cart or a basket. I thought I was going to be so good. And so I was walking by school supplies. I'm like, oh, I need some pencils or something like that. I just needed one little thing. No. All of a sudden I look down, I have a Trapper Keeper.
What?
A Trapper Keeper. Trapper Keepers were the coolest thing in the 80s.
And they're back?
They're back. And
Have they been here all along?
I think there's been a resurgence in the last few years. And I had never had a Trapper Keeper because they were very expensive compared to a normal standard just
binder.
Yeah. And I picked it up. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to put all of my geriatric millennials research and stuff in it. And I was like, this is perfect. And so then I
need to see this.
I will show it to you. And then I ended up getting a folder. So I'm like, I'll need a folder. And then I was like, oh, and I need a notebook. And then all of a sudden I went from having no basket to I had to grab one of the baskets that's just on the aisles, the basket of shame.
They know.
Yes.
They're like, you know you're going to need this.
And I was looking at the supplies. I'm like, I should put this back. I was like, Beth, you do not need a pencil case. You're not going to use it. So I did have some restraint, but it was challenging, especially as a grown up and being able to spend whatever I wanted on beautiful school supplies and notebooks and things. So I did do a good job, but I did come home, open up my bags. I was unpacking, where did this Trapper Keeper come from? What version of me was at the Target? So anyway.
Oh, that's so great.
I don't know. I was thinking about back to school and just I had a flood of memories of especially elementary school for just the initial things I would buy and get excited for.
Yeah.
And one of the best things ever was this glue. And it kind of had this hourglass shape and it had this orangey like top, and it was called Golden Gum Glue.
What? I've never heard of this.
I just remember, and it had this little slit you would have to cut in the top, and it was hard to use. It didn't really work. It smelled pretty amazing. And I just remember thinking, I would hold it in my hand and just feel classier. Like, oh, Elmer's, not for me. Just like, it was like one of those like extravagance that I was able to get. I don't know, it was probably $1.99 instead of 50 cents. And I was just like, look at this, golden gum glue. Like, I'm fancy. And meanwhile, like, it would dry up so much faster, and just like, it was a mess, and it only lasted like a month or so. And then you're like, okay, I need my Elmer's. So anyway,
that's funny.
I just needed to tell the world that, because I've never seen it as an adult anywhere, but only in my mind. Anyway.
Okay, I don't consider these school supplies, but back in the day, the scratch and sniff stickers.
Oh my gosh. I still have some.
You do? Why
Yes.
does this not surprise me?
And one of our mutual friends.
You have like a treasure trove of like
I know.
nostalgic things from your childhood.
Because when I touch them, it's like a visceral reaction that I'm reliving the moment. So I don't get rid of stuff because I'm like, this is amazing. It's better than drugs.
Okay, so I don't know if you did, but I collected stickers.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so I had a sticker book.
Yep.
And I had a whole scratch and sniff section.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved those stupid stickers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They were so great. I mean, they would like fade, and you'd like basically scratch the picture off because you would have to scratch and sniff them, so often. But they were so great.
I love them. I have a friend, and like her husband had, I don't know what they were doing. They're cleaning something out, and they're like, look at this. And it was just like pages of like fresh sheets of scratch and sniff.
Oh,
stacks. I'm like, guys, put this on Etsy. You're millionaires now. Like, because they had so many, and they were authentic, like 80s scratch and stuff. I was like, please let me touch them. I want to smell the grape.
What'd they do with that?
I don't know what happened.
I remember I can still smell the popcorn.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I can feel it in the back of my throat. It was so good.
You said grape.
Yeah.
I remember root beer.
Oh, I love root beer. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so good.
And then speaking of stickers,
Yeah.
the other kind of stickers that were really exciting to me were the puffy stickers.
Okay, yeah.
I had a whole section of puffy stickers.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the liquid stickers? They were like bears and stuff, and then they had like this.
Oh, that you could move.
Like, it was like holographic liquid you could move
down, and it would like move the glitter or move the
whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
It was
doozy.
exciting.
The other thing that I always wanted, and I only got it ever once, because I used to love Lisa Frank. And this is before, she's back. There's Lisa Frank, everything now. But I remember going to like the Shopco or something, and I found purple Lisa Frank, like 3-hole paper. And I was like, oh my gosh, I made that thing last. I probably threw my last piece of paper away from that when I was like in my 20s, because I rationed it. And it was just like, I thought I was so cool though. And I had I had my Lisa Frank papers, and then I'd found these ballpoint pens that were covered in the material you make for friendship bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looked like this giant friendship bracelet that was around the pen. And the pen was like turquoise blue. And I was writing notes to people
So cool.
it was so cool.
Okay, speaking of pens.
Yeah.
Do you remember the pens that had like the multiple different colors like all the way around?
Yes.
So it was like a big fat giant pen with like 6 or 8 different like colors you could push down, and then that would be the color that popped out.
I still have mine actually, because again, hoarders. Well, and I love the ones too. Like, do you remember the pencils and the colored pencils that like you took the top one off and you put it on the bottom, and it pushed the next segment up?
Yes. 100%.
Oh my gosh. And a lot of them were smelled.
What's that?
A lot of them smelled too. They would smell be scented. Oh, this is strawberries, and you're just huffing it at school.
Yes. The thing about those though is like you can't push too hard.
Oh,
when you're using the pencil.
No, because it is not going to.
It's a problem.
It's very problematic. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I had was an eraser collection.
Oh, I never did.
Oh,
okay,
my
tell me
gosh.
about it.
I still have it.
Beth, where are all of these things?
My mom has them somewhere in storage somewhere. I'm kind of terrified because I thought I purged everything, but I'm like, I don't think I did. And I think that once she's like, hey, you need to come get your stuff, I'm going to get a rude awakening of 20 boxes of just memorabilia from the 80s and 90s.
You need to set aside a month of your life to go through that stuff, to just moment by moment,
just
like
savor.
feel it and savor all the flood of
memories and whatever.
Yes.
I know I have at least two. My grandparents sold Amway in the 80s and 90s. And so they got these multivitamins that came in these green like packages of those little plastic, I don't know, containers. And they had a little divider. And so all my erasers are like put into these little Amway bins. And so I can see them. They're in a box and it's like I have Christmas trees and stars and just like, you know, penguins, all kinds of just crap. And I would never use them. And I would just take them out and look at them. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, you didn't even enjoy them. You just...
I mean, you enjoyed them
I enjoyed
in a
them
different
in
way.
a different way.
Not
Yes.
the way
They were
for the
intended to
function.
be enjoyed. Yes.
The function of them. I do think they were intended to be enjoyed the way you enjoyed them, though, because they were so pretty
Yeah.
and like colorful. And when you use them, it ruins them.
Exactly.
So
I know. I remember making the mistake once. Oh, I'm having flashbacks. It must have been third grade or something. And I had one of a star eraser. It was it was like so cute. It was probably an inch in diameter, thick little star. And I like used one corner to erase and then the corner was gone. And I was just like, never again. And I put that back in my drawer and I was just like, never again. Oh, did you ever? I was obsessed in my classroom with sharpening a pencil with a real sharpener. The kind that goes like this.
The manual ones?
Yeah, with the little handle that you crank.
We had that in my school. In Belize, we had that. So it was frequently, I would make a trip to the pencil sharpener to sharpen my pencil.
I loved to, like, when it got full and I would take all the the shavings out and dump them. I was like, satisfying. Like, so creepy. My mom owned a stationery store when I was growing up. So I ended up having a lot of personalized stationery. Because
That's cool.
that was really popular in the 80s to be able to walk into a store and say,
wait, your mom had a stationery store? Well, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I know.
So
that's
do you,
why
paper wheel.
I know. So that's why it's one of the reasons why I like loved it. Cause I would go to work with her when I was like 5 years old and I would be stalking in the store and looking at the stickers and stuff. And I have some really cute stationery still. Like the stationery is almost 40 years old, but it has my name on it. And I'm just like, I need to start writing letters to people with my personal
yeah, you kind of do. You need to use that. You need to use that.
I need to use it because it's like, what a waste to not. But it's just like, I have personalized stickers and patches and like paper all with my name on it because not even monogram, like my like Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Like checkmate. Oh my, I have a picture of myself from my first day of kindergarten that I'm going to post.
Oh.
When I say I'm cute, I'm freaking adorable. Like I have a little lace bow in my hair and I just look so sweet. And like, I think this year as everybody's posting their children first day pictures, I'm just like start recycling my own.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I would love to see that.
Yeah. They're like, Beth, did you have a kid? I'm like, no, it's me.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't think I have a picture of my first day of kindergarten. So here's the thing. So my first day of kindergarten was in Haiti when we lived there. And I don't know if I've shared this before with you or on this podcast, but maybe I did. Did I?
Being mean to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they made the circle around me and they would like run up and pinch me and stuff. And I was there for 3 days and they would like walk around with a whip and whip kids like during quiet time if you didn't have your head down. Okay. So it was awful, horrible, terrible experience. And so, yeah, my mom and dad fortunately listened to me and took me out of that school. Really glad they did. And so I was homeschooled. I was homeschooled for kindergarten. Okay. My mom taught me how to read and write and all that stuff. I guess.
feel like that's a good age to. Well, you know how to do it now,
I do,
so I believe
and
you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I didn't have
like the commercialized. Hey, kids, we're going to Target.
That kind of version of going to kindergarten. There were a couple of years I feel like I probably had, but I really don't remember shopping for school supplies. Or really shopping for clothes, although I know that I always wanted to. Like I'm sure that I did, but now that I am a mom and like for my children, like that's the most exciting part is like back to school clothes shopping. They couldn't care less about school supplies like pencils and all of that. Like none of my kids. And I know some parents whose kids like that is exciting for them. Those are not my children. My children are excited about shoes and clothes.
I mean, yes, I do feel like school supplies, like the actual supplies, the novelty wears off by like 4th grade and you're just like, okay.
No, I know somebody who has a freshman.
Is excited about it.
Super excited about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think it depends on personality.
I guess. I mean, I can't say anything. I have a stationery store that I get excited to buy pins and cards and crap.
There you go.
There's a
You
big,
went school supply shopping last week. So for literally, you got a Trapper Keeper.
I know. I love stationery supplies though. I'll shake my tatas for some, engraved pencils. Speaking of pencils, okay, so I have one traumatic story about a pencil. Nobody died, so we're okay. But basically, like, I'm in 3rd grade, and my aunt had worked at this store called Current, which they are famous when people used to have checks. You could order like cool personalized checks with like, Charlie Brown or the Buffalo Bills or whatever on them. But they also did greeting cards and wrapping paper. And they are still like a catalog company where you can get this stuff pretty cheap. Well, they used to have stores, and she like managed a bunch of the stores. So we would go and visit, and we would get to go to the warehouse and we could pick out stuff. What? Like, I got once this Noah's Ark. Well, it looked like Noah's Ark, but it was like all these like kind of like cute pastel animals, but it was a stationary set. So like the rulers were giraffes and the little clips were penguins, and it was a whole thing. And I still have some of it because, again, hoarder. But I got these pencils, and they were a lavender pencil, and then laid on top of the lavender were little ballerina bears.
How cute.
Game over. Like I'm coming to school with the best pencils.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I also like to chew on these pencils because they were very, very not high quality. So if you bit them at all, it immediately folded in the pencil. Yeah. So I was like chomping on it.
Great feeling.
It was very satisfying. Anyway, so I'm like, my friend, something happened. I was gone from school one day, and the next day this girl had the pencil. And I was like, that's my pencil. She's like, no, it's not. I'm like, what? That's my pencil. My teeth marks are in it. I got it here. So I go up to the teacher and I tell them this, like, she stole my pencil. I want my pencil back, blah, blah, blah. I gave her all the evidence and facts. And the teacher was just like, she was not like King Solomon the baby. She just threw the pencil away. And I was like, ma'am,
She threw your pencil away?
She's like, neither one.
I don't feel like that was the right move.
Clearly not, because that was 30 plus years ago and I'm still bitter. And I know the girl's name. I'm not going to say your name on here because that's wrong. But I remember her name, and I looked her up years later on the Facebook, and I was like, how did your life turn out? I'm like, crappy. That's because you ate my pencil. Like, how dare you take my pencil? And she had it in like the tip in her mouth when she was like, what? Stupid girl. And anyway, the teacher took it and threw it away. And maybe there's teachers out there like, yes, that was the best solution because we didn't want to fight over the pencil.
That teacher was over it. She's like, it's a dumb pencil. Yeah. She's like, it's not worth my time. Y'all need to stop arguing. It's going away.
Yeah.
But like for you.
Yeah. Hey, Mrs. B, guess what? Trauma.
Yeah.
You should just let me have my pencil.
I think so.
So, I mean, that tells you how serious I am about pencils? Stationery supplies and back to school is that
for real.
It's like legit. And again, I love this time of year because like you go out and everything's cheap. It's like, yes, I need 10 bottles of glue, and like I think I bought a bottle of Elmer's like 4 years ago, and it's like sitting somewhere because when do you use Elmer's as an adult?
True. I don't.
It's like if I bought a pack of pencils, it's going to last me 15 years.
This is what I have used. I have used a hot glue gun.
Oh yeah.
That absolutely. I will use. I have used, with my child, I've used glue sticks.
Yeah.
Elmer's glue? Heck no.
No. Not the runny kind?
No.
Oh my gosh, did you ever put it all over your hand and make it mask?
I might have. That sounds like it's something,
very satisfying, but it took too long.
And then you have to peel it off?
Yeah. I feel like that's the obsession with like peel off masks that I had like as a teen, was just because it just transferred from like, okay, glue on the hand, now it's on the face. So anyway.
I wonder how that would work as a mask.
I would say
Elmer's
don't do
glue.
it.
Don't try it.
Not strong enough. You want the stuff that's really going to rip out your, skin.
You don't think it would? You don't think it would?
I mean, it would peel off, but I don't think it would like be firm enough to peel off like because your skin probably has too much moisture. At least mine does. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I just love school supplies.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.